What's going on? Kellen here, and I wanted to make this video because I think I got to do like a series of these lives because I have traveled and I have not been consistent with giving y'all updates. Now, if you know me, if you are, a client, you know where I've been, what I've done. If you maybe follow on Instagram, you know, but I haven't gone into like detail about Asia in our trip, and I'm gonna start with Japan and see how that goes. So bear with me, because my point that I want to give to you is how you can travel with your family, especially make it easy for y'all when you're going to Japan. We saw various countries in Asia, but Japan was the first stop. Why I got my the city of Tokyo hat on. So Japan was like a promise to my oldest, who I thought and I did miss her birthday, so I knew she wanted to go to Asia. So we were like, I said, "Hey, we're gonna go to Japan for your birthday, and we're gonna do it beforehand, God willing," and we did. And we flew into Tokyo, but and this is for everybody who needs like double rooms when you travel with your family. I really, it's just a different type of trip, and kids need their own room, adults need their own room, so we can do what adults do, and we can, all just be peaceful and chillax, and it's a true vacation, because we know that the kids don't want to watch what we're watching 9 out of 10 times until it's rated R, and the adults don't want to watch another episode of whatever the kids are watching, right? So this was the blessing and the mistake that I did, because I book the hotels. So I need rooms side by side, because the kids are still young enough where I want to be able to be around them, right, and hear them and see what's going on. And Japan is very safe, but to get those rooms and to get it under a price, and this is what happens when you're cheap. I booked the Hilton, and I knew it wasn't in Tokyo, in Narita Airport, where we could have just flown into Narita from the States to Narita. We could have done that, but it's an hour train ride at least. The last thing you want to do when you travel 15 hours, somewhere, is even when you are first class, because we flew first class, that was a blessing, back and forth to be able to fly first class there. Even for that, it's a long trip to 15 hours and then take an hour train ride. And it was like, okay, Kellen, everybody's, not tired because they've been sleeping and you're able to lean back. But when you're trying to get to the Narita every day from Tokyo, I think it's a lot. And if you don't have to do it, don't. Maybe flying into Narita, relaxing there, seeing Narita. It's very small, a place, in Japan, and you can rest there, see that for a day, take your bags, and then go to Tokyo and get closer. That's what I would do. And Japan's train system is second to none. Haven't seen one so organized, so beautiful, so clean. On the train, my ladies were all here, two daughters, wife, sitting there, and they really, like in the movies, kind of just push you back forward. And I remember the time that, maybe the only time it happened to me, was a young lady, in college, I assume, because you feel, like you're tall, but she didn't say anything, but her back, it's almost like being in a club. She just backed up, backed me up, and that's just how the movement goes, right? And you're like, okay, this is how it goes. Rather her than some big old burly man, but no one's really big in Japan. They look quite healthy to me as far as size. Uh, that diet that they have, and the food, which I felt was much healthier, tastier. I love seafood. It was quick. It was efficient. It was cheap, and that was kind of, for me, that was like, oh wow, this food isn't like that bad. Now, everything you've heard about Japan and people not really talking, it's true. you know, we were talking to this guy, and he was from China, and he was like, they probably think we're being rude because we're talking, but you know the Chinese are going to talk. Oh, the Chinese love to talk, you know, and you put them and us together, you know, that train ride was loud. So I say that to say the food you're going to love. Um, the if your kids or you are into video games, I mean, they got stories of, I mean, over 12 stories of just video games. And people were there during school age. And I don't think we were there for like a big holiday, but they were leaving little kids in there playing video games. It's just part of the culture. And I would assume in some of these places they're monetizing their profiles or getting better to monetize. We went to one arcade at night, and we're going around trying to figure out how to play the games. Everything's in Japanese. And the guy, he was like, oh, you guys are in a casino. This isn't for kids. That's why. Wasn't rude about it at all. Just, oh, you guys, yeah, this isn't for kids. It's a casino. We're like, oh, sorry. Like, we're feeling bad because anywhere else in the world that we've been, like, kids can't even get on the casino floor. You know, in Florida, kids can go into a casino. They can't touch a certain part of the carpet, but they ain't supposed to be there. There's nothing for kids to do at the Hard Rock. So I say that to say we felt embarrassed, but they were so polite about it. Didn't try to kick us out. Didn't have to escort us out. Just the honor system. Japan knows how to treat guests. I think my wife was talking to one of the girls in the short skirts, and you know, she was like, so what goes on in there? The girl's describing, oh yeah, it's like we're tortured, or they want to torture us, and you know, getting into the details. And I had to tell my wife, you know, from what I've research, prostitution is legal here. It's more for the Japanese, and they have a different way of doing it than the rest of the world. There's some places, you know, no one can get in. But she was having a good time talking to that girl. All good, all good. That ain't my thing. That ain't her thing. But my wife started kind of preaching to her and saying, you know, you can do something else in nursing. Hey, you just got to be a real person and try to help people out when you can help, right? So I say that to say it was still tasteful, and your kids, especially if they're little, they're not going to know what's going on. They just see women in short skirts, and we don't know what was going on inside there. I'm not really for any of those games and lock up and key or the mystery games. I forgot the name, and you have to do the clues. I'm cool. Y'all want to go in that stuff? Cool. I'm out. So I say that to say there's plenty to do. It's affordable. I think and I have prices up here so I can kind of tell you, but one room can get, I think it was 23,000 points. And I don't know what the money on that was. I might be able to see it right here, but I think I paid in points because it's not giving me that option. So you can really, you know, whatever 23,000 points cost for one room, it was cool, and we had two rooms. So you put that together, it wasn't bad. Actually, I have the price for you. I believe I have the price for you. What did it cost? It cost about $242, and I believe that this is for one room. But yeah, for one room, I believe. It could be for two, don't quote me. Maybe it's for two, but you'll find out. It's going to be different from when you go anyway, and that's in Narita. In Tokyo, it was almost double when we went. So just keep that in mind, and you always want to be able to stay on budget. And like Dave Ramsey says, there's no vacation like a paid-off vacation. So just keep that in mind when you're going out there. Some other takeaways, and the biggest takeaway outside of the train system, outside of the politeness of the people and just the warmth. No, you don't have to speak Japanese, but it would be nice to be able to do some greetings, thank yous. Yeah, get those down wherever you go. But the biggest takeaway, besides the train system and all of that I mentioned, were the bathrooms. I switched up my toilet seats. I got the dryer on it. I got the bidet, warm water, cold water, soft water, hot, the odorizer. Because in Japan, even the gas station bathrooms, subway bathrooms were all spotless, clean. Oh man, I just love a clean bathroom. I'm the person on a road trip that has to stop at a hotel because a gas station ain't gonna get it. So that's TMI. But if you're like me, you can make sure you like and you can comment, put a I'm like you or a one or something up in there, and you can share it. But if you're like me, you need a clean toilet with the wipes. You know, you got your wipes with you. Yeah, yeah, it's okay to be clean. And so that was the biggest takeaway. So changing the toilet seats in my house. My oldest, she helped me with that because it's like a Lego set to her. She just good like a person on NASCAR. Boop, boop, boop. It went so much quicker. And she actually read the directions, unlike me. So I wanted to give you all that game and just tell you, Japan is wide open. You will feel the love. There's so many other places you can go. And I think in my next video, I will talk about where we went next. So you have to watch that next video to see. But it was in Asia. And if I can give y'all some game, help you navigate with your travels, with your family, we are a full service consulting firm and PR, so there's nothing and no one we don't want to work with. We do charge. Links are in the description of those charges, and if you don't see what you want, just book some time or send an email and say, hey, I'm ready, and we'll go from there and get a custom package for you. And I promise you, it will save you some headache, some time, and some money if you think you need the help. For those who already know everything, go ahead, go get lost in the city. Nothing wrong with that. But for those who say, you know what, I think that I want to learn from your mistakes and not take a long journey to a place and then take my family onto an hour train ride and have to go back and forth, it's cool. And we did stay when we came back from one of our trips from another country in Asia, because we did 3 countries in Asia. We did stay in Tokyo proper, and we stayed at the Westin. Let me give a shout out to the Westin. Mwah! 5-star experience, beautiful. The 2 rooms were beautiful. They weren't connecting, so if you're looking for that there, I don't think it happened. We did like a little journey trying to find those. It was difficult. If they had it, it wasn't available, but they give you, they show you to your room type place. With the butler service there. And the butler even was an author. I reached out to him, if he's seeing this or anyone seeing him, because I think he was from South America, but I reached out to him because he had a book that he had contributed to. It wasn't his own book, and I told him, you got to write your own book. But great service. But again, if I ever send you an invite to come be a guest, just come be a guest. Come be a guest on Diversified Game. You guys go check out that YouTube as well. But this is like my diary at Kellen Cash and gives the insights, and I'm really trying to show you guys something and sometimes present something to maybe sell you something, because we've doing a lot of travel, a lot of interesting things. We want everybody to win, just don't have enough time. And until someone like Bezos, says, hey, you're doing enough good work, we want to give you 110 million. We can't offer our services for free 99, but until then, we're going to try to work with everybody we can, because you can ask about me. I want everyone to win. I want everyone to have a plan and a strategy and a fully funded 401k.com. That's the website, y'all, too. So whether it's fully fund your 401k or COLEMAN aka CPRfirm.com, we try to make this light, try to make it interesting, try to tell you go see the world. The world is big. You might have started in one place, you got the bug, save your money, and we want to help you make more money professionally. All right, y'all. Be blessed to the next one. I'm going to bring you something new, but you got to watch that. And please, like, share, and subscribe. All right, y'all. Be blessed. Now I got to learn how to turn this thing off.